It is a warm Sunday afternoon as we welcome you to Arlington, Texas. Today, the four-game series concludes between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers from Globe Life Park. The Astros winning the first three games of this, their longest road trip of the season. They wrap it up here in Texas, off day tomorrow, then three with Oakland and three with Kansas City in this 10-game, 11-day road trip. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. And Blummer, an opportunity today for the Astros to sweep a series.
Absolutely. They've been playing good baseball. It'd be nice to sweep that series and take that boot with them.
Yeah, they can win the silver boot. They can lock it up for the season if they win today. And our Toyota Get Out and Play. This is a place that wasn't so kind to the Astros not so long ago, but recently it's been great.
Yeah, it's good to see things turning around. When we first started this job, it was an absolute domination by the Texas Rangers, and the Astros would just find ways to lose. Now we're starting to see the tables turn. A lot of it has to do with the offense. These guys love crushing the baseball on the road, and they also like coming to this ballpark because they can spray the baseball all over this field. And some of the pitching that they have been seeing has been making some big-time mistakes, getting hit very hard.
And these numbers right on the heels of going three straight games with a sweep last year to end the season series and scoring at least 10 in all three of those games. Speaking of getting things turned around, the Astros would love to see Dallas Keuchel get things turned around.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. This season, he's actually much better on the road than he has been at home. And the last time he went out there and had a start where he didn't give up a run, gave up 0 earned runs, was against these Texas Rangers. So hopefully to turn the tables a little bit. Those last 4 starts have not been kind to Dallas Keuchel. He has gotten heavy on the cutter. The cutter was good to start the season. Things are starting to flatten out a little bit, and I think he's starting to find some barrels. We saw a couple of home runs last time out there, but hopefully this will be the time he turns it around against a team who has a tendency to swing and miss quite a bit.
We'll see how he adjusts today against the Rangers when we come back. Julia Morales will join us. She'll discuss Alex Bregman, who has been on a roll lately, a couple of home runs in this series. By Arctic, overbuilt, not overpriced. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $4.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. Astros Rangers Sunday afternoon at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Astros going for the sweep. Alex Bregman's been a big part of that. With more, we go down to Julia.
Yeah, TK certainly helped, especially in those first 2 games with homers in back-to-back games, Games 1 and Game 2 against the Texas Rangers. And you think back to how his year started, A.J. Hinch having to move him down in the lineup, telling him, you're going to have to control the strike zone, you're going to have to stop hitting so many fly balls, hit more line drives. Well, Alex has definitely proven he is one of the best on this team at controlling the strike zone, 5th in the American League when it comes to walks, really took all of that to heart, so A.J. was forced to move him back up. Loves that 2-hole, so he's been doing a really nice job as far as on base, right? A 22-game streak when it comes to being on base. But TXU Power Player of the Month shows us that he's also hitting for average and he's hitting for power. I mentioned the home runs that he hit in this series so far, so a little bit of a different way to get on base for Alex. And of course the Astros will take it any way that they can, but Alex really quick to credit the guy that's hitting right behind him, Jose Altuve. He loves hitting that 2 spot. He loves hitting in front of Altuve. But really, he's just continuing to do his job by getting on base in whatever way he can. And with that, it really helps the top of that order, gets things going for the Astros right out of the gate, TK.
Yeah, it's been great to watch. It's good to see Bregman back up there. A.J. moving him around a little bit, but now in that 2 spot for a while, and he has really produced for the Astros. Their starting lineup is presented by Southwest Airlines. You see the familiar right-hand hitters at the top. The one name missing, Carlos Correa. Should see him back on Tuesday in Oakland. We'll have more on that during the course of today's broadcast. Springer, Bregman, Altuve, Yuli Gurriel, Evan Gattis, Marwin Gonzalez hits in the 6th spot. He has been hitting well his last 5. Josh Reddick in right field. Max Stassi back-to-back starts, day game after a night game behind the plate. And Tony Kemp bats 9th and plays left field.
Hey, guess what? Another left-handed pitcher going against these Houston Astros. He is Matt Moore. He has 12 games under his belt. 11 of those have been starts. Another not so good record for a Texas Ranger with a 1-5, 53 innings pitched and 25 walks. He had a little bit of time on the DL with right knee soreness, and he also has the highest ERA among Major League pitchers with at least 11 starts with that 7.47.
Been a tough year for Matt Moore, not finding the strikeouts as much as he did early in his career. And here's the starting defense for the Rangers, presented by Xfinity. In the outfield from left to right, it'll be Shin-Soo Choo, Delino DeShields, and Nomar Mazara. DeShields made a couple of great plays on the Astros last night. Robbed Jose Altuve and Marwin Gonzalez on very good plays. The infield has Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and Jurickson Profar on the left side. Rougned Odor and Ronald Guzman on the right side. Carlos Perez, his second time catching Matt Moore. Adrian Beltre is in the lineup as the DH today. George Springer strides to the plate with 75 hits for the season. George carrying a .292 batting average, leads the team in home runs, 13, runs batted in 40, and runs scored with 48. We are underway on a warm Sunday, and George Springer sends one to straightaway center field. DeShields all the way back, looking up, gone! One pitch in, and the Astros lead 1-0 on Springer's 5th leadoff home run this season and the 23rd of his career.
That's kind of cool. I didn't even have a chance to pull up Baseball Savant yet to see if we're going to get some high exit velos right out of the chute. Man.
There was a 40-minute rain delay in the first game of this series. There was another delay in game 2, waiting for the clock to turn over to 10 after. There was no delay today. And Springer gets it started with a straightaway home run to center field. Here's Alex Bregman taking a high fastball for ball 1.
Somebody got in the coffee early.
Bregman, as Julia chronicled for you just a minute ago, really rolling lately. And he sends one to center field. This is playable, though. DeShields gets a run, and he makes a jumping catch right in front of the warning track. That one carried a little bit. Early on, seems like the ball is carrying a bit today.
We're seeing the ball good out of the hand of Matt Moore. You see Delano DeShields saying it takes off, and MD Anderson strike zone gives you an idea where that pitch was down and in, and George does a good job of dropping the barrel on it. And as soon as he does and gets to it, just drives through contact. That was beautifully done by George. An estimated 423 feet at 103.1 miles an hour off the barrel.
Jose Altuve first pitch swinging and fouls one just off the facade of the upper deck here at Globe Life Park. Altuve riding a 7-game hitting streak. Major League best road batting average at .410. The 7-game streak, he's hitting .407. This is towards left field, coming on Chu, and he'll watch it drop in front of him for a base hit. What else is new? Jose Altuve, another hit on the road, now with an 8-game hitting streak.
With that home run, Matt Moore has now thrown 53 1/3 innings this season and given up 8 home runs. It's a pretty healthy clip. He tried to get in the kitchen of Jose Altuve on this one, did. But that doesn't matter to Jose Altuve. High exit velo, low exit velo, barely any exit velo, he's going to get a hit.
Chu playing left field today. A lot of times he has been the DH this year for Jeff Bannister's team. Here's Yuli Gurriel. Yuli's still looking for that first home run since April 14th.
And this is not a good scenario recently for Yuli Gurriel to be in. He's really having issues trying to elevate the baseball. He's still getting the barrel to it. Just the ball seems to be getting a little bit deep on him. And he's hitting a lot of ground balls, a lot of line drives like he typically does, but really hasn't really elevated a ball with enough exit velo to get it out of the ballpark, which is odd.
Pitch misses inside for a ball. It's 2-1. Well, he's due. But as you said, it's been line drives, ground balls, not the elevation you saw last year from Yuli or even the year before. This one's hit hard down the line and left, and that is a fair ball into the corner. Altuve heading to third. He'll be held there. Chu gets the ball back in on the double by Yuli Gurriel.
Getting closer, and again another barreled baseball, just not the high launch angle that you want to see to drive it out, but he'll take the double. Astro bat's almost as hot as the weather here. There's an elevated fastball on her mattress from Supermo, and you can see Yuli again doing what Yuli does, is bring the hands and keep that thing fair. Some of these balls are getting hit pretty hard.
3 out of the first 4 hitters hitting the ball extremely hard against Matt Moore.
All over 100.
Yes.
Here's Evan Gattis.
Well, Alex's was at 97.
That ball's hit hard. Base hit left field. Altuve scores 2-0. Evan Gattis stays hot. That's 15 RBIs in his last 13 games, and the Astros lead 2-0.
As happy as the Astros are swinging the bat, there's guys in that Texas bullpen right now in full panic.
Well, Matt Moore averages the fewest innings per start of any pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Oh, man, way too many elevated fastballs at 91 miles an hour to these Astro hitters, and he's actually pretty fortunate that Evan Gattis got on top of this pitch.
We know Evan can do damage on high fastballs, and occasionally he even gets on top of a high fastball, as he just did there. Worked out for an RBI hit. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. He takes one for a strike. Marwin, last 5 games, maybe the hottest of the Astros. 8 for 16. Moore averaging just 4.7 innings per start this year. And he's making his 12th start of the season. His 2 previous against the Astros lasted 3 innings in the opening series here at Globe Life Park, and 4 innings in a series in the middle of May at Minute Maid Park.
Gets his money's worth, too. He's up to 19 pitches per inning,
which is the highest.
It's incredible.
So he's got the highest pitches per inning in baseball and the lowest innings per start in baseball. It's not a good combination.
Yeah, there should be a clause in the guys playing behind him, a clause in the contract that says you can't pitch Matt Moore on a day game over 100+ degrees, because you spend so much time on the field. Those guys are going to be cooked.
Marwin down in the count, 1-2. Stays alive. Marwin's the one guy in this lineup that Matt Moore has success against. Actually, he and Springer prior to that home run. Springer was 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts, but Marwin just 1 for 9 with 5 strikeouts against Matt Moore. Yuli's now 3 for 3 against him. Yuli's on third, Gattis on first. Just 1 out in the first inning. The Astros have already scored 2 runs. On the ground towards third. Kiner Falefa to second for 1, and a double play. The Astros have been hitting to so many double plays lately, and that's how the Rangers get out of the first.
61 double plays so far this season. That one a rally killer, but early on, a lot of big swings for the Astros. The big one early on from George Springer to get things going.
Consecutive game. He and Delano DeShields have been mostly at the top of the order. Delano hit second today. Nomar Mazara in the 3 spot. Adrian Beltre DHing. Jurickson Profar at short. Isaiah Kiner Falefa at third. Rougned Odor, Carlos Perez, and Ronald Guzman round out your lineup for the Rangers.
Dallas Keuchel on the mound here in Globe Life Park, and this season has been an interesting season for Dallas Keuchel in the sense that he's usually very good at home, but he has been great on the road. The record doesn't dictate it, but the 3.35 ERA says that he has been much better on the road than at home. Those are the season totals with that 3-8 record, a 4.13 ERA. 22 walks, an uncharacteristic number for Dallas Keuchel.
Started off Chu with a strike. That one missed a little low. It's 1-1. Chu has reached base 25 consecutive games. Longest active streak in the major leagues. Alex Bregman only 3 games behind him with 22 in a row. Fouled away. It's 1-2. Well, Dallas said in between starts that, maybe going back to that old style a little more. He got hurt on some 2-seamers early in the year where hitters went the other way against them, and maybe went a little heavier on the cutter usage than he would have tried to make an adjustment. But he said, maybe I do need to go back and throw that two-seamer a little more and the cutter a little less.
Yeah, I'm not sure the reasoning. I'm not sure if it was a game plan or the analytics say go to that cut fastball a little bit more to create, you know, the ability to stay off the barrel. I know he wants to get inside on right-handed hitters. That's more or less what that cutter is for. But when the percentages jump as much as they have, 10% on that cut fastball, then you become reliant on it and you're trying to feel it and get it in there, and you lose that two-seam command. And I think for me, and you brought it up, pitching to his strengths, and A.J. Hinch has even talked about it too. Pitching to his strengths, for me, means sinker, changeup, and that power slider down and into right-handed hitters. It's also very effective to left-handed hitters to get the swing and miss, and he hasn't gotten that. The left-handed average against him has jumped in the last 4 starts. A lot of the pitches flattening out.
Little check swing. Dallas has it. Not many pitchers make that play look easy, but Dallas does. 3 Gold Gloves in a row before last season.
And our Best in Texas Power Pitcher is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. And these are some large numbers. 1909 OPS, 5 home runs allowed on a 1-0 count. So that tells you that Dallas is much better when he gets ahead. Sometimes he gets to that 1-0 count and he gets away from some of his strengths that can be on the edges of the strike zone in a 1-0 count. Remember, if he throws a ball, he gets to a 2-0 count and things start to spiral a little bit and become hitter-friendly counts. And that's where he has to throw a pitch in a 1-0 count more often in the zone, and it's been getting hit pretty hard.
Makes a lot of sense because once Dallas gets to 1-0, his control is pretty precise.
Yes.
And knowing he doesn't want to get down in the count 2-0, a hitter can sense that there's a chance he will see a strike. So far today, he's been 0-1 on both hitters, so that's a good sign. The ball fouled back, it's 0-2.
It's a good pitch right there, 89, and that's that sinking fastball that starts in that lower outer quadrant and then just gently just falls out of the zone.
Really was looking forward to seeing what Dallas did today. I think you never want to have a tough start back-to-back, but that last start really didn't sit with him very well.
And this sequence so far is what we were kind of talking about Dallas getting to his strengths in that down and in slider, that hard one. And I think throwing so many cutters, he's even lost command or control or feel for that slider.
Shields' career 176 hitter against Keuchel. Grounds one towards the hole. Marwin backhands. Great speed to Lionel to Shields. Beats out a little infield hit. And that's the other aspect of the game for Keuchel this year, is he has not pitched with any luck at all.
Yeah, the soft contact really seems like it's turned into hits. Because that was a changeup, and it was a good changeup, but Delano DeShields rolled it over in a perfect spot to where Marwin Gonzalez couldn't make a play on the speed. But I don't think that should discourage Dallas Keuchel from getting away from how that sequence went.
He's still 3rd in Major League Baseball in soft contact percentage, 2nd in the AL behind just Chris Sale. But that soft contact resulted in a hit, and now he'll face Nomar Mazara with a runner on and 1 out. Mazara takes a pitch outside, ball 1. And that stat you saw on a 1-0 count is the pitch with the 1-0 count, not all results after he gets to 1-0. Now it's 2-0. Even last start for Dallas, 7 runs, 3 home runs. Not a good outing for him by any stretch, but that 3-run home run by Seager early.
Ooh.
Fly ball in most stadiums, but it made Park, first row of the Crawford boxes. And that really put him behind it. That's not really an area Kyle Seager normally hits one out anyhow. 2-1 the count to Mazara. We'll see if Dallas can get it turned around today and give the Astros a chance at a 4-game sweep and a 5-game winning streak. And Lone Star Series. Currently, the Astros lead 9-4. 10 wins would lock it up. Mazara goes the other way. Kemp comes in and plays it on a hop. Back-to-back hits for the Texas Rangers. And they have 2 on with 1 out in the first.
Mazara just fought that off. That was that 2-seam fastball. It flattened out a little bit. Didn't really have that depth, that sink to it.
Rangers already with more hits in this game than they had in the first 4 innings of yesterday's game.
A lot less base runners.
But yesterday's game was one of the more bizarre games. And we didn't have the broadcast, obviously, but one of the most bizarre games you'll ever want to see.
Yeah, I'm glad we kind of had a day to absorb and try and comprehend what the heck was going on. So I was watching the game, but some of the numbers that were on the scoreboard just didn't make any sense.
Runners in scoring position for the year, the Rangers worst in baseball. Last night they left 17 on, and they were 1 for 17 with runners in scoring position. That last pitch is one that Dallas wanted, just off the edge.
Needed. Maybe should have. We'll check it out, our MD Anderson strike zone, and yeah, that's a pretty good pitch. If Dallas can get a couple seams on those edges, it's going to be a good afternoon for him.
Last night's game ended with Adrian Beltre pinch hitting and grounding into a double play, which would strand the 17th base runner of that game. They had 2 on and 1 out. Beltre pinch hit for Delino DeShields. They grounded one towards Alex Bregman to end the game. Swing and a miss. Dallas gets him. Pulls the string on Beltre. Adrian goes down for the second out. First strikeout for Keuchel.
Changeup just kept running away. Turned that one over big time. Almost had some screwball action to it.
Beltre has struck out 5 consecutive times in this series. Actually 5 of this last 6. He hit that double play as a pinch hitter. Here's Jurickson Profar. He pops one up foul out of play. Stassi gives it a look. And so Charlie Morton would walk 6 batters and hit 4 in 3 2/3 innings.
He gave him 10 gifts.
And there would be more on the table after that. There was every relief pitcher walked at least 1. And Brad Peacock also hit another batter. So they had 5 hit batters and 10 walks, and they grounded into 3 double plays, yet the Astros still won.
That is tough to do. What an epic performance by the pitching staff.
4-3 final with all that traffic on the bases.
It's one of those ones where you win and you're kind of high-fiving on the way off the field. You're going, what? What just happened? Basically the entire game, every pitcher was out of the stretch.
Yeah, pretty much.
There was somebody on base every inning.
Yeah. There's a called strike. Dallas ahead of Profar 1-2.
It's getting a couple of elevated pitches in the zone for Dallas.
Mentioned Matt Moore has a very high pitch per inning rate this year. Keuchel's is a little elevated from what we're used to as well. First inning, he's had to throw 22 pitches with a couple of base hits in the mix. Fastball away. It's 2-2. Profar overall batting .241. A little better numbers as a right-hand hitter, .276. Popped in the air. Altuve goes out. Playable. Now he's called off, and Josh Reddick makes the play at the last minute. Reddick calls off Altuve, and Dallas strands 2.
TT Sportsnet SW, and today we ask, which current Astros uniform is your favorite? Is it the home whites, the road grays, the orange jerseys, or the throwbacks, the retro rainbows? I'd like to say that I came up with this great question, but I didn't. The manager of the Houston Astros did. He was a part of covering all the bases with AJ, except for he flipped the script and he asked the questions I had to answer. I'm going to show a little of that later. TK.
All right, Julia. Josh Reddick leads off the second inning. Reddick, Stassi, and Tony Kemp in front of probably smallest crowd of this 4-game series. It is a very warm afternoon today as Reddick sends one to right field. Pretty well hit. Mazzara going all the way back, still carrying to the track right in front of the Globe right side. About 375 feet away, makes the play. So what would be the Julia Morales index, or what we like to call the JMI factor?
I'll tell you what, it's a pretty legit 150 down there right now.
The heat is coming from the concrete below me. It's warm.
Julia's somewhere under that umbrella.
I got an umbrella today. Veteran move right there.
As long as a foul ball doesn't deflect off the umbrella right into AJ's shoulder.
Who cares? As long as Julia's protected, that's all that matters.
Because there's the potential. AJ's about 5 feet away from you. That there could be a foul ball that ricochets off the umbrella.
It's a long day in the sun. The 2 o'clock.
You've already been down there longer than I would have been.
There you are. Hi, Julia.
I'm safe.
Ground ball towards third off the bat of Max Stassi. Stassi is out number 2. Matt Moore allowed 4 base hits and a couple of runs in the first inning, and now getting the first 2 in the second. How about Josh Reddick to end the first? I think the first rule of Astros baseball is that Jose Altuve catches all pop flies.
Yeah, the first rule of fly ball club is don't catch the fly ball unless Altuve can. And he got called off. Josh Reddick, pretty gutsy move.
Springer and Altuve were having fun with that after the inning. Springer saying, I would never call you off.
No.
That's not something I would do.
He knows it.
Good thing Reddick caught that. That was a little bit on the move for Josh, but he was able to make the play. Here's Tony Kemp down in the count 0-2. Kemp doing well against the Texas Rangers. 355 in his career against this team. Has that batting average on the season up to 295. 2 more hits for Tony last night. And AJ giving Kemp another start against the lefty. 3 out of 4 in this series. 5 out of 6 in the last homestand. The Astros face the left-handed starter. But guess what? Sean Manaea pitches today for the A's, so they'll go to Oakland and face 3 righties.
How about that? Really mix things up.
2-2 pitches away, and the count goes full. So Tony down 0-2. And now Matt Moore is taking the count full. Ball 4. Kemp did not expand the zone after getting down. Pop up. Jose Altuve under it. Josh Reddick calls him off.
Altuve actually looked like he was scared. Here's George letting him know. It's like, why are you letting him take it?
I wouldn't do that. That was me.
Turned his back to him.
He wanted to watch the replay on the video board here. It's like, wasn't I camped under that? Did he not see me? Here's Springer. Gotta love how much fun this team has. The fact that they're talented and win a World Series, incredible.
Yep.
But they have as much fun as any team in baseball. There's a ball into right field for a hit. Tony Kemp will stay at second base. He thought about trying to go first to third. George Springer, who was 0 for 6 in his career against Matt Moore coming in, is now 2 for 2 with a home run.
Feeling good and seeing the ball good out of the pitcher's hand. Doesn't matter if it's in the zone, out of the zone. If you can get the bat to it, you're going to try and turn it into a hit, and George does.
One of the things the Astros did well in that 7-3 win on Friday night was tack on a couple of runs with 2 outs and nobody on. Those are backbreakers. Here's Alex Bregman. He sends one down the line in right field, and this is a fair ball towards the corner. Kemp will score. George Springer being waved around. He will score. Over to third goes Bregman, a 2 RBI triple, and the Astros lead this game 4-0.
How big is that Tony Kemp walk with 2 outs? Tony Kemp working that count in the bottom part of the order, flips the order over and puts a guy on base, and all of a sudden things spiral out of control.
Well placed down the right field line by Alex.
Yeah, not smoked. That was a hanging breaking ball. He probably wanted to do a little more damage with it, but it traveled a little bit further and got in on him, but still able to shoot it in a perfect spot to get down that line and score both runners.
But mentioning the back-breaking 2-out run scoring, it was 2 outs and 0-2.
Even, yeah, 1 pitch away.
You're a pitch away from walking into the dugout feeling like you've corrected things after giving up 2 runs on 4 hits in the first inning.
Making friends with everybody behind you because of the weather too, but now they're out there with another extended inning.
And Altuve drills one for a base hit. It's now 5-0. Bregman will score. Altuve's heading to second. He has a double. The Astros scored 3 runs so far in the inning, all coming with 2 outs and nobody on.
Fresh off a 1-run win last night in an interesting way. They are coming out early and providing a ton of run support for Dallas Keuchel. 92 inside, bring the hands in, get the barrel to it, and hit a rocket to left. Everything has been hit firm to quite firm.
Yes, 2 hits in 2 innings. Could we be seeing our first?
Oh no, the 5-hit game is in the head of Jose Altuve. That's safe to say.
Well, this has not been a pretty inning. This was a 2-out 0-2 situation, and all of a sudden the Astros with a walk, single, triple, double, and now a pitch that looked like it could have been handled. I'm not sure if they're going to call that a wild pitch or a pass ball, but it gets away, and Jesse Chavez with some early work warming up in the bullpen.
Another good pitch to hit.
Yuli doubled his first time up. He's 3 for 3 against Matt Moore in his career. Altuve with his multiple hit game already in 2 innings. Now has 7 multi-hit games in his last 9 road starts. Chopper over the mound. Profar, tough play. Yuli is safe at first base. 6-0 Astros on the infield hit by Yuli Gurriel.
It's the first hit we've had to see the Astros earn it.
Never settle.
Oh, keep trucking, especially when you smell that hit in an RBI.
Yuli has been running better this year.
Busting it good out of the box. Head down, drive through that bag. Such a relief when you get that safe call, knowing you get a base hit out of it and an RBI.
Yuli 2 for 2. The Astros doing all this in the second inning out of nowhere. They were a Tony Kemp chase away from a 1-2-3 inning for the Rangers. Instead, 5 consecutive Astros reached base, and now it is a 6-0 game. Evan Gattis takes a called strike. Gattis knocked in a run with a single his first time up. Found out a play. It's 0-2.
We forgot to look in and see if Evan put on the hoodie in between innings.
Ooh, yeah, if it happens today, there will not be any game this year.
Well, if he does it today, then you know it's definitely a superstition.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that would force a guy to put on a sweatshirt in today's weather.
They score runs at this pace. Julian might have to have the umbrella going for all games.
Rally umbrella. Ella. Sorry.
Easy up there.
I got a little aggressive early.
It's nice under here, I will tell you that. I might need this in Kansas City. Couple day games coming up.
Good call.
There's no humidity there, right?
You're going to travel with this?
Sure. Is it allowed on the plane?
Steal it.
I don't know what the flight regulations are for large umbrellas.
Oh, charter. It's a team charter. You can do anything you want.
It's coming with us.
Don't even have to wear a seatbelt if you don't want to. 2-2 the count on Evan Gaddis. He sends one high to left field, but he got under this one. Chu comes in after breaking back on it, and he puts it away for the final out. But 2 outs, nobody on. The Astros score 4 and lead it 6-0.
It's the big second slam. The Rangers get home run. The ballpark.
McCullers, Peacock, and Wharton jerseys. Visit Astros.com/team store for hours and information. Dallas Keuchel gave up a couple of hits in that first inning, but now working with a 6-0 lead facing Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Rougned Odor, and Carlos Perez. 6, 7, 8 in the Rangers lineup. Kiner-Falefa, as patient as they come in the Rangers lineup. He only swings at a little more than 11% of first pitches. Now he's got a 2-0 count. Takes a called strike. It's 2-1. In the middle of all the chaos yesterday with all those walks and hit batters, Kiner-Falefa struck out twice against Charlie Morton. Both times looking.
And why is that interesting, Todd?
Because he's a contact guy.
High contact guy, especially in this lineup.
Yeah, by far their best in the top 10 in the major leagues. But it was interesting from a lot of points because he's a contact guy. He makes contact here and pops one to Gurriel, who has a play in front of the Rangers dugout. But also because Charlie was all over the board with everybody else. And the only guy he gets is the contact guy. Charlie's comments after the game were just priceless. It just was such typical Charlie Morton.
I think it was more the delivery.
Yes.
Because his delivery was so dry. Yeah, that was unprofessional, borderline embarrassing. But just to, like you said it before the game started, just deadpan, just.
Yeah. Only as Charlie can do.
Yeah.
Here's Rougned Odor. Well, the good news is you can have a start like that. Get out of the game with a no decision. Charlie allowed a couple of runs before he left. And your team wins the game. Now
enjoy it while you can.
Now he gets 5 days, because he'll have an extra day with the off day tomorrow, to kind of hit that reset button and figure out what went wrong. Odor just reaches out and punches one past Alex Bregman. Rangers have their third hit of the game, and Odor on first with 1 out.
No, but to your point, I mean, it's not going to feel good when, well, Charlie already admitted that he did not feel good yesterday. Explained as much post-game. Doesn't really need to go to the video to reinforce it, but like you said, when you look up and you realize your team actually got a win out of that, it's got to soften the blow just a little bit.
It's not the first time all year we saw his mechanics get out of whack. We saw it in Arizona earlier this year. And for him, he said it was just a delivery thing, a timing thing with his delivery. And he walked 4 in that start in the first inning in Arizona. And yesterday it was more the hit batters as Carlos Perez takes a pitch inside. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he was yanking that breaking ball down and in. Just could not control the release point on that glove side.
Perez pulls one down the left field line, home run distance, but foul.
That was a changeup that Dallas really didn't finish, kind of left it fluttering up out over the plate.
See a few more empty seats today with the JMI so high.
It's affecting everybody.
One-two pitch is popped in the air. Shallow right. Altuve doesn't even go out there this time as Reddick makes the play for out number 2.
Yeah, he's telling Josh Reddick right now, if it goes in the air, you got got it every single time. I'm not even going to try. You just take it.
I learned my lesson.
Yep.
It's a hot day.
Yeah, your world. I'm going to minimize my effort.
2 outs with a runner on. If you weren't with us in the first inning, Reddick called off Altuve for one of the rare times that Altuve didn't catch a pop-up. Here's Ronald Guzman. Guzman grounds one with the shift on to the wide open space beyond Alex Bregman into left field. Dallas Keuchel frustrated after that base hit.
No. He should be, because those pitches, I mean, those base hits going the other way aren't hit very hard. It's just some swings going the other way.
That's what we've seen a lot this year from Dallas. You mentioned he's not pitched with any luck all year. More soft contact for base hits.
You know, we talked about some of the adjustments Dallas Keuchel is trying to make, and one of those things for me is that slider. He's really lost feel for that tight, firm slider that kind of starts middle away to left-handed hitters and goes down and away off the plate. Because that bigger breaking ball, that slider that really isn't as sharp, kind of takes a little while to get there, and hitters can recognize it a little bit sooner.
That pitch got away from Stassi. Had to come out of the crouch, but that's one that Max would usually handle.
Seen that a couple of times with Max, and a pitch up. Kind of guessing where it is. It's tough to watch that baseball all the way into the glove.
Now Keuchel works with 2 runners on and a 1-0 count to Chu. Dallas made a nice play to retire Chu the first time up. This is inside for ball 2. Chu has been the hottest hitter for the Rangers for about a month, hitting .319, reaching in 25 straight. Now it's that 2-0 pitch back. It's 2-1. There's a base hit into right field. 1 run will score. Guzman being waved around. Josh Reddick's throw will be up the line a little bit. Chu goes to second. Rangers cut into this lead. It's now a 6-2 game.
And with that pass ball, the runners move, runners moving up. Therefore, both of them score on a base hit. That's a slider that Dallas Keuchel tried to get off the plate on the outside, but it stays on that outside third. And Chu, like Todd said, has been swinging the bat extremely well. It was a good pitch for him to go back up the middle with.
They'll bring up Delino to Shields. Chu with 29 RBIs on the year now. Shields takes a called strike. Delino, an infield hit his first time up.
Seen some good changeups from Dallas. With this big lead, even though he's given up these 2 runs right here, it's an opportunity for Dallas to figure things out. Test some of those pitches out in certain situations, in certain locations, maybe get that feel back. Left-handed hitters have been getting after Dallas Keuchel in those last 3 games, jumping that average to .333.
For this game, the 5 hits from lefties. Chu, Mazzara, Odor, Guzman, all with base hits. So 4 for 6 today, the lefties against Dallas Keuchel. Dallas up to 44 pitches. Both starters have thrown a lot of pitches here in the first 2 innings. Now the count's full. And Strom knows his bullpen has used up a lot of bullets lately. Last night he needed to pitch 5 1/3 innings. Dallas comes back and strikes out to Shields to get out of the second inning. Rangers score a couple on the Chu 2 RBI single. Field, the new stadium being built for the Texas Rangers, and they are building it in a hurry. It'll be ready for opening day 2020, next year, the last season here at Globe Life Park. And that's good news for Julian Morales. Who's under that turtle shell?
This thing is awesome.
That's like a version of a Bracabella. Julia's new profile pick. Marwin Gonzalez pops one high in the air on the infield. Who's going to take control? It will be the third baseman, Kiner Falefa, who puts it away. Marwin out to start the third inning. One more series here in July. It'll be a quick 2-game series, Tuesday, Wednesday, July 3rd and 4th. And the Astros, of course, will be back here 3 times next year. And then after that, a place with a roof.
Promises, promises.
That's an aggressive timeline.
Extremely.
Here's Josh Reddick taking a called strike. Ball into center field off the bat of Reddick, sending the Shields back to the warning track, to the wall, and he makes the play right up against the wall for out number 2 of the inning. Julie, are you helping with construction on that stadium?
Yes. I have a shovel. I'm ready. Hard hat.
She's left her position. She's out there working.
I'm still hiding from the sun. I just found a bigger fan. An industrial-sized fan.
Oh, one of those fans. I was going to say, you have fans everywhere.
I was going to say, there's no bigger fan than a Julian Morales fan.
No. Yeah, the grounds crew have a really big fan down here. Feels air conditioned as well.
So you're actually a little cool? Is that what you're saying?
I'm cool. It feels like it's 90.
There you go. Feels like a game time was 100, so Julia's knocked that down by 10 degrees. Here's Max Stassi. Takes a pitch up high for a ball. I think everybody here, and when you look around and you see the pockets of empty seats, it's, you know, they had big crowds here for Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Today, not as much as Stassi gets a little ground ball over the head of Matt Moore. Could we see another rally started with 2 strikes and 2 outs and nobody on? Stassi with an infield hit.
Yeah, Matt Moore's got to wonder what he's got to do to get out of these innings. Bit of a changeup off the end of the bat, tapped over his head, and Profar going with the do-or-die bare hand play turns into a knock for Max Stassi.
Astros up to 9 hits already. That'll bring up Tony Kemp. Kemp takes a called strike. Kemp walked and scored a run. He walked after getting down in the count 0-2. Hits one to center field. The Shields there has a play and puts it away for the final out of the inning. 1 hit, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 6-2 Astros.
Astros starters. Last 13 games, 2.0 ERA against Texas. 163 average against, and yes, in 13 games, that is 117 strikeouts. The Astros dominate with swing and miss stuff, with velocity and spin. These Texas Rangers don't do well with that, leading to a ton of strikeouts.
That's even with the tough outing by that guy yesterday, Charlie Morton. Looking on here in a 6-2 game, Dallas Keuchel will face Nomar Mazara, Adrian Beltre, and Jurickson Profar. Dallas knows with the bullpen used up a little bit lately that A.J. Hinch would love to see him get as deep as possible in this game. And Dallas has thrown 46 pitches in the first 2 innings. Behind 1-0 to Mazzara, who foul tips one. It's 1-1. Five hits allowed by Keuchel in the first 2 innings. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Keuchel ahead 1-2. Mazzara, Adrian Beltre, and Jurickson Profar due up for the Rangers. Hey,
No sweatshirt.
no hoodie.
Madness.
Evan Gaddis. It is not a good luck charm. On a 100-degree feels like temperature day, he has gone without the hoodie for the first time in a while.
Yeah, probably a good idea unless he's trying to make weight for the next UFC fight.
2 to count.
For the next time he wrestles a bear.
Can't wait for that pay-per-view.
It's all good.
Good to see him really turn things around after a tough start to the year. 2-2 pitches way inside. And Mazzara has a full count. Dallas was asking Stassi to go through the signs again, and Mazzara tired of waiting. Ground ball on 2 hops. Nice play by Yuli. That second hop jumped up on him a little bit, and he hung in there. Keuchel covering for the first out.
In these warm days, even if they soak the infield, dry out pretty quick, and that creates some tough hops. What was interesting about yesterday is that Steve Sparks came into play. 4 hit batters and 6 walks in a game. The last guy to do it, Sparkles.
May 22nd of 1999, and then last night. There's a ball into left field for a base hit. Adrian Beltre with career hit number 3,085. He's a 1-out base runner.
Got some video of Steve Sparks, knuckleball pitcher. Spent some time with Detroit, out there in Anaheim, Milwaukee. The floater working with, how about ex-Astro, Fred Osmus. He had some good seasons with Detroit. I believe he had a season of about 15 wins with them. Every time we go back to Detroit, it's always some people coming up to Sparky. He's a pretty popular guy up there in Detroit. He's a popular guy with us.
Yeah, he's popular everywhere, but especially in Detroit.
I think a lot of Houston fans really love it when he goes down into the clubhouse for celebrations.
That works out well. High entertainment value.
Yep, never know what he's going to say.
He even got invited to a family reunion in Detroit one night.
Wow.
It's a big night. Jurickson Profar, the batter, with a 1-1 count.
Did he not know he was a member of that family?
He was like a distant relative. He shared the same last name, but I'm not sure if he was actually related. But they'll have Sparky tell us the story again sometime.
He'll do anything for a free meal, though.
1-2 the count to Profar. That game you referenced in '99 was against Tampa Bay when they were the Devil Rays at Tropicana Field. He walked 6 and hit 4, and his team won that night too.
It doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. Softly hit towards Dallas. He looks at second. He'll throw to second. They get the force there on Beltre. Adrian still has been battling that hamstring issue and DHing more than he's played third in this series. And Keuchel able to get the force out on Beltre.
Yeah, it was a combination of things. It's the fact that Beltre isn't running well anymore, and Dallas Keuchel trusts his arm. Did a good job of getting to that baseball quick to make that decision.
Profar on first, and the batter is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Ball towards right field, and another hit for the Rangers. They have 2 hits in every inning and 3 in the last inning. Total of 7 overall. Keiko a bit frustrated out there. Bunching singles, no extra base hits of the 7 so far for the Rangers. That'll bring up Rougned Odor. When Odor got a hit against Keiko his first time up, it was just the 4th time he's had a hit against Dallas in 37 career at-bats. Dallas has thrown the same number of pitches as his uniform number, and we're only in the 3rd inning. Ahead of Odor 0-2. Odor claims that hit him. The pitch was inside. It's 1-2. He claimed it grazed his elbow.
Wow, he's emphatic about it.
Chip Bannister waiting to see if they have any video proof of this.
Got Banny out of the dugout. Mattress Firm Supermo. I'm not sure.
I don't think there's anything that can overturn it, do you?
Not that I can tell.
So Bannister does not have any video proof. So now he's going to.
Is he checking on Odor?
Ask to see if Alfonso Marquez will look at his elbow, but
come on. Or is he trying to extend time for his video team to check this out? I'm not sure what's going on.
I think he realized they don't have enough video evidence to overturn it, so he asked him if he would look at the elbow. And that's not going to happen.
Well, I would imagine if there was enough, you could hear it also.
So no challenge by the Rangers. Odor with a 1-2 count.
What a gamer.
Two and two. Dallas continues to battle out there. Rangers continue to put a lot of pitches on him. Faced 5 hitters in the first inning, 6 hitters last inning, and now this is his 5th batter this inning, and he hits Odor. So the bases are loaded.
Kept trying to come to that inside corner. Fastball racing up and in. That's a little more of the traditional hit by pitch.
Now Carlos Perez bats with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and he drives one to center field, and that'll fall in for a hit. Springer cuts it off. 2 runs will score. Odor goes to third, and now it's a 6-4 game on the 2 RBI hit by Carlos Perez. His 2nd and 3rd runs batted into the year.
They're not wasting any time. They're trying to go out and get Dallas early in the zone. Fastball down and away. Not much movement to it. Perez just takes it right back where it came from, back up the middle. But he had Odor in a 2-strike count and was unable to put him away.
He's 0-2 at one point.
It's similar to what Matt Moore had with Tony Kemp, losing him 0-2, walking and putting him on base, and all of a sudden you create more opportunities for guys behind.
Guzman, big swing, no contact.
And that might be a little bit of the concern, is that you have a left-handed hitter with a left-handed pitcher in an 0-2 count. Have something that you have the ability to put him away with.
Odor came halfway down the line, with Dallas looking at first base, and the count's 0-2 now on Guzman.
And that's a good hard slider. That's a swing and miss slider from Dallas Keuchel. Can he repeat it and get the chase from Guzman and get out of this thing? Not a bad idea. I like it.
Dallas facing the number 9 hitter for the second time in this game. Rangers sending 18 to the plate in the first 3 innings. Off Guzman's foot, foul. Astros scored 2 in the first, 4 more in the second. Rangers coming back with 2 last inning and 2 this inning. Both times the Rangers able to score runs with 2 outs. Perez will take second base. The Astros not really paying attention to the opposing catcher. Both innings, the frustration for Dallas has been with the Rangers batting in the second. They had 2 outs and a runner on first base. In that inning, he faced the number 9 hitter, and they ended up scoring 2 runs that inning. In this inning, 2 outs, a runner on first base, facing the rookie Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And the Rangers have been able to put together 2 runs this inning and have 2 runners in scoring position here. Goes around, does Guzman, and tagged out by Stassi to end the inning. Keuchel gets through the third, but the Rangers scored 2 more to make it a 6-4 game.
Back on this date in 2015, first career 5-hit game. Got to be a little bit lucky. That first one, a drop shot down that right field line for a knock, and then he goes the other way up the middle, putting together some good swings, getting a little more comfortable as this game goes along. Eventually getting that 5th hit. That's his first one. That's more than Jose Altuve has. We saw this year George Springer do one better by getting 6 hits in one game.
He'll be revisiting that place where that happened. Oakland Coliseum coming up in the next series. Springer already with 2 hits. Altuve already with 2 hits. And Yuli Gurriel already with 2 hits. George a solo home run and a single to right. Could this be the day that we see Altuve get a 5-hit game? Julia, what do you have for us on Springer, Altuve, and the 5-hit games?
Well, the 6-hit game we just saw for Springer, I think, became one of our favorite Altuve moments, with his just excitement for his teammate to get so many hits in a game. And then, you know, asking Altuve, when is your turn? When are you going to have the 5-hit game? Because he's gotten so close so many times. He said, I'm not getting it. It's not happening in my career. I've just given up on the idea. He keeps getting those hits, though. We're not doubting Altuve. It's going to happen for this guy.
He's off to a good start today, although the pitcher he had 2 hits against is out of the game now. Matt Moore lasting 3 innings. Altuve will face Jesse Chavez this inning, coming out of the bullpen for the Rangers.
Astros have seen Jesse Chavez plenty in their careers, especially out here in the American League West. Jesse has time with those Oakland A's, now with the Texas Rangers, coming out of that bullpen. He's got a lot of pitches. Fastball, changeup, curveball, cut fastball, slider.
Matt Moore, 3 innings, 9 hits allowed, 6 runs. Moore in his 3 starts against the Astros this year, lasting a total of 10 innings in those 3 starts. Bregman down in the count, 0-2. Alex tripled in a run down the right field line, also is flied out deep to center. A couple of things are in play right now for the Astros with this 2-run lead, which was a 6-run lead. Dallas has not looked entirely comfortable, and he has a high pitch count. And the Astros have a bullpen that's been used extensively lately, so AJ may be a little more reluctant to go to the bullpen early today. Bregman flies out for the second out.
Houston Methodist is going to bring us some league leaders. Highest road average since 1960. Tony Gwynn at 334. Pretty much raked everywhere he went. Joey Votto on that list. Rod Carew, Mike Piazza, some solid names. I'd take that lineup right there, to be honest with you. Talk about a tough ABs as a pitcher to get through those guys. Jose Altuve is really the only hyper aggressive guy as far as going out and getting the hits. The other guys work counts, see a lot of pitches. 23 for 41 in his last 10 road games.
It's always good when a graphic makes you laugh. This ball is booted by Profar, and Altuve's going to reach. Altuve hit it to the shortstop, who had to come in. I doubt they're going to give him a hit on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure they can either. That was a routine ground ball. Rangers defense not helping out, trying to get that 3rd out of the inning. His hands got a little bit stiff as he tried to charge in on that.
We don't see the Rangers on an everyday basis, but what we've seen out of Profar this year is he's made the spectacular play. He doesn't make every routine play.
Yes.
We've seen
and it's with the glove or the arm, too.
That will be an error charged to the Rangers shortstop, and they try and pick off Altuve. Carlos Perez, a snap throw down there, and Altuve has to go diving back.
Guzman wasn't in a very good position to try and make that tag. He was stale up the line. That's a great shot of it. He doesn't really move back to the bag. It looked like Perez threw it to the body instead of the base.
Yuli takes one outside. It's 2-1. Yuli a double and a single already. Has driven in a run.
It'd be great if Yuli went out there and got a 5-hit game. Just to add to the plot.
Most of these guys will be in there the whole way today. AJ Hinch trying to give Carlos Correa one more full day off with the off day tomorrow. Get him back in the lineup on Tuesday. Altuve on the move. The pitch is outside. The throw is in time to get Altuve. Tag made by Odor for the final out of the inning. Altuve now 9 for 11 in stolen bases, and it's a 6-4 game.
Delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. Guys, before the game, I asked AJ what he wanted to see from Keuchel today, and he said strike one. And he says that a lot with Keuchel. He said that, we'll say that over the course of his career, but today he would have liked to see more moving fastballs down and away to the right-handed hitters, and down and in to the left-handed hitters. Use his strength against this lineup that they knew would come ready to swing the bat. And so, he was hoping that using the aggressiveness of the Rangers and Keuchel staying in the zone, it would turn into a good day for Keuchel. We've sure seen the aggressive swings from the other dugout.
Yeah, and lengthy at bats. A lot of pitches thrown by Dallas. Up to 75 now. 73 through the first 3 innings. And it's been a battle out there for him. We were alluding to the bullpen usage last inning. Brad Peacock's pitched in 2 of the 3 games in this series, and he threw 39 pitches last night. AJ used Colin McHugh for a couple of innings the night before, so those are your 2 long guys who have been extended in this series. Chris Davinsky's pitched in 3 out of 4 games. Will Harris has been used a lot lately. So all that going on in the bullpen. Joe Smith goes on the disabled list today. Ramin Gudwan added to the Astros roster, the lefty who we saw last year. So AJ hoping to get at least 5 out of Dallas if at all possible, and that's a good start to the inning as Chu sends one to center field for the first out of the 4th.
Yeah, you're going to need a quick inning from Dallas Keuchel if you're going to try and extend him a little bit. But yeah, there's the 2 long guys that Todd is talking about, Colin McHugh and Brad Peacock. They have thrown a couple of innings here in the last couple outings. Colin McHugh threw 2 and 24 pitches, and then I believe it was last night 39 pitches for Brad Peacock. So that is extensive, and we know that AJ Hinch, when he uses those guys for multiple innings, he likes to get them 1, possibly 2 days off. I'm sure if you ask Colin McHugh on a day like this, a warm day, he might be able to go, but would he be able to go multiple innings? That might be the issue.
So we'll see how AJ pieces it together, but first things first, he would like to see Dallas try and go as far as possible despite the high pitch count through 3 innings. The Shields with an infield hit and 2 at bats takes a called strike. It's 1 and 2. Dallas allowing 4 runs for the 3rd consecutive start in 4 of his last 5. Ball's hit hard past the diving Alex Bregman into left field. The Rangers pick up their 9th hit. Both teams with 9 hits in this game. We're only in the 4th inning.
It's the 2nd hit Delano DeShields has gotten on that changeup. The earlier one was a infield base hit. This one he stays back on a little bit better and hits hard into left field. They're just kind of pecking away at Dallas Keuchel. Like you said, no real swing has done major damage, just a lot of hits and guys on base.
9 singles allowed today by Dallas. Nomar Mazara chops one towards Altuve. He'll get the force at second. Marwin a little late getting over there, but found the bag in time. And they get the force on DeShields, who came in to Marwin Gonzalez on the slide. 2 outs, a runner on first.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything dirty on this play. I think Delano DeShields was hustling down there trying to beat out this throw because he saw Jose Altuve coming to second base. But it is an awkward position for Marwin to be in. See him, he had to catch and then find the bag. Luckily had enough time to divert Delano DeShields from sliding into him.
Here's Adrian Beltre. Marwin playing short during this series with Carlos Correa out. Beltre with a single and 2 at bats. And a single into right field. Rangers have at least 2 hits in every inning. Mazara going first to third. They are up to 10 hits in the game against Dallas Keuchel.
Another single.
10 singles.
But they're just taking what's given to them too. They're not trying to expand or go out there and try and overswing, which is amazing to me when we watch the Texas Rangers, who just absolutely love to unload on baseballs. But they're just taking whatever Dallas has given them, and almost as if they're sitting on that outside corner and just saying, if he lays one out there, I'm just going to poke it the other way.
For a team that went 1 for 17 last night with runners in scoring position, both the last 2 innings, they did their damage with 2 outs and a runner on first base. This inning, there were 2 outs and a runner on first base when Beltre just singled, and now Dallas will try and get Jurickson Profar.
I kind of wonder if after last night's game, if they got a little bit of a scalding conversation from their hitting coaches. Maybe even Jeff Bannister gets fired up every now and then. And if I was a manager, 1 for 17 with all the opportunities they created and unable to follow through on. Might have been a little bit of a conversation after last night's game.
There's a strike called, 2-1. Every batter in the Rangers lineup, except for Profar, already with a hit in this game. Erickson scored a run after reaching on a fielder's choice. He's also flied out to right. Three and one the count. There's a strike call, 3-2. Dallas at 90 pitches. 2 outs and a full count. Beltre will be moving with the pitch. In the air to left field, playable for Tony Kemp. Shields his eyes and puts it away for the final out of the inning. Rangers strand 2. The Astros still lead 6-4. At the store-wide sofa sale by Ram Trucks, built to serve, and by Champion Energy Services, the exclusive energy provider for the Houston Astros. Fifth inning baseball, Astros leading 6-4. This was a 6-0 game at one point. Gurriel making it 6-0 with an RBI infield single his last time up, and he drills one to left. Yuli's now 3 for 3. This ball off the wall. Yuli with his second double of the game, and he's the leadoff base runner for the Astros in the 5th. Could there be a 5-hit game in Yuli's near future? Talking about that with Altuve and Springer earlier in this broadcast.
Elevated. Good pitch to hit. And I tell you what, today, even as hot as it is, these guys are coming out swinging on both sides, not holding anything back.
Here's Evan Gattis, 1 for 2. He has an RBI. This one grounded towards third. Kiner Falefa makes the play, and that's 1 out. When you say hot as it is, did you always feel advantage hitter when it was this warm?
Yeah, I always did. You know, cold days, we always say it's hard for the hitters because it's ice cold. You don't want to get jammed. As a hitter, you can wear a fresh pair of batting gloves or no batting gloves, like amazingly Evan Gattis does. But I mean, you can go up with a fresh pair of batting gloves, put all the pine tar and stick them on there. You're not going to lose control of the bat. Whereas I felt pitchers, that hand starts sweating. There were some guys, it was uncontrollable. They had a tough time creating command. Not everybody is Gaylord Perry out there.
Well played. 10 hits for each side today. We're only in the 5th inning as Marwin Gonzalez takes a strike.
And there's already a high level of exertion when you're delivering a pitch on any day you're out there, but there's a little bit extra when you're pitching on days where it's 100+ on the field.
Marwin around a bunt, tried to drag one up the first base side and bunts it foul. He's down on the count 0-2.
And I'd gladly play in this weather as opposed to some of the cold games we've seen this season any day.
Yeah, I will 100 times out of 100 take high heat over bitter cold. Yuli on second with 1 out. And Marwin takes a called 3rd strike. Chavez picks up his first strikeout, and there's 2 away in the 5th.
Watch the Astros in more ways than ever before by downloading the new AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or visit AT&TSportsnet.com to stream on your computer. Log in with your cable account and you're all set. Available for those with AT&T Sportsnet and their TV subscription. Blackouts and territorial restrictions apply.
Here's Josh Reddick. Reddick has fly deep to right field and fly deep to center field. Good numbers against Chavez in his career. Chavez wants to talk things over here with Carlos Perez. Astros came into this game percentage points behind the Seattle Mariners. Virtual tie for first place in the AL West, but guess what happened today already?
They won a one-run game.
They won another one-run game.
It's unbelievable.
21-9 for the Mariners in one-run games. 5-4 today. Seattle defeated Tampa Bay. Now they get into their toughest stretch of the schedule all year.
Game on.
Best one-run records the last 5 years. The Rangers 2 years ago went 36-11. Last year, Seattle won some one-run games, but it wasn't quite at this pace.
Didn't make the playoffs. The interesting year was 2016 when the Rangers just took off 36-11, but then got blown out in that ALDS against Toronto. So that run differential low, but they're playing well in tight games. It just doesn't really pay the dividends that you would expect or hope, because the record doesn't really tell the whole story sometimes.
Good count here for Reddick at 3-1, and he takes a good swing and fouls one away. Well, as you saw in that graphic, great success in one-run games does not necessarily mean a postseason appearance. It helps.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work with 3 of those 5 teams missing the playoffs.
Yeah, you've got to be able to overrun some teams and go out there and outslug them. Astros are unique because they do have the ability to outslug. They did it last year plenty of times, but they also have the starting rotation to suppress opposing offenses.
Reddick goes down swinging, fires the bat and the helmet away as Chavez picks up back-to-back strikeouts to end the 5th.
Happening at Minute Maid Park. This month includes Superhero Day, Yuli Gnome with Troll Hair giveaway, and an Astros Fedora giveaway. Visit astros.com/promotions for tickets and a full list of events.
We're going to the bottom half of the 5th inning, halfway home. Both teams already with 10 hits. Dallas able to shut down the Rangers last inning with a couple of runners on, after Texas has scored 2 in the 2nd and 2 in the 3rd, and now Keuchel will face Isaiah Kiner, Falefa, Rougned Odor, Carlos Perez, 6, 7, and 8 in the Texas lineup. Dallas starting the inning with 90 pitches on his ledger on a warm day. Averages about 102 pitches per start, which is in the top 10 in baseball, but we'll see how deep he can go today. Obviously, AJ would like him to go as far as possible, and no bullpen action at all today, despite Keuchel allowing the 10 hits in 4 innings. All singles so far today for the Rangers, and at least 2 in every inning. Dallas has not walked a batter. He has struck out 2. He has hit a batter. Rougned Odor hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Kiner Falefa has done a nice job in his rookie season for Jeff Bannister. Had a chance to play mostly 2nd and 3rd. Originally got a chance to play with the Odor injury, and now with Adrian Beltre DHing more often. Kiner Falefa playing more at 3rd base. Into right field, Reddick on the move, still going, and it'll be past him into the wall. First extra base hit of the game for the Rangers. Kiner Falefa with a double to right.
Pitch was down, but a little bit of middle down. Got to give Kiner Falefa some credit. Talked about the contact rate that he does have. Does a good job of getting the barrel of the baseball in that one and shooting it over the head of Josh Reddick out there in right field.
Here's Rougned Odor. He's been on base twice. Single hit by a pitch and scored a run. First bullpen action of the day for the Astros as Dallas calls Max Stassi out for a meeting. Tony Sipp, who pitched in last night's game, faced 4 batters through 20 pitches. He's warming up in the 5th inning of this game. Sipp struck out 3 in that outing and allowed a walk. The thing about Dallas, you watch him start after start, year after year, and it seems like even on days when he doesn't feel like his stuff is his best, he's able to figure a way out, especially with a lead. He's usually able to manage a game and leave a game where he has a lead, especially like this one today with the lead. But today it seems like everything's been a struggle for him. There hasn't been one thing that's come easy today to the Astros left-hander. 11 hits. Of the 24 batters Keuchel has faced, he's also hit a batter. Round to bunt is Odor, and a breaking ball drops in there for a strike. It's 2-2.
An interesting spot to try and think about laying down a bunt. Runner on second base, you're down by 2. Left-handed hitter. Worst case scenario is you roll one over, move him to third base. Not that anybody's had any real uncomfortable ABs against Dallas Keuchel today, but giving yourself up to move that runner to third base didn't really seem like a reasonable option the way guys are swinging the bats today.
Ball is past the diving Marwin Gonzalez off his glove to left field. Connor Falefa had to hold up to make sure it went through. And now the throw to third, and Odor goes to second, and the throw goes into right field. Odor taking the extra base, and then Bregman's throw sailing into right field to allow the run to score.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that throw came in. Got to be a little more aggressive. Rougned Odor with nobody at first base took a wide turn coming in, and when he realized that Tony Kemper's just going to get an easy throw into the middle of the diamond, he went ahead and took second base because that was not a real electric throw into Alex Bregman.
Now Perez bunts, Dallas fields it, makes the play to first. Odor gets to third with 1 out. Perez sacrificing the tying run to third base. Infield will come in this 6-5 game. Ronald Guzman, the batter. Back-to-back lefties due up for Texas in 3 of the next 4, but AJ trying to give his starter a chance to get through 5 innings today.
It's not too often you see the Astros with poor defense either. They are the best in baseball. But those were a little more mental error for me.
Pitch misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Guzman has singled, scored a run, and struck out. Ground ball past the diving Bregman. We're tied. Rangers have come all the way back in this game, down 6-0 to tie it at 6. That will be the last batter that Dallas Keuchel faces today. Very frustrating start for Keuchel as he lasts 4 1/3 inning. Responsible for the runner on first base, and to this point he's allowed 6 runs. We'll be back after this.
Bullpen here, and bullpen has been a strength here recently. They went through a rough patch. AJ Hinch talking about how the bullpen's been good all year, but just a couple of rough games doesn't mean that this bullpen can't get it done on any given day, and they sure came back in the last 4. You see the numbers there for them, and we've seen guys like Tony Sipp step up. Hector Rondon in that closing situation doing a really nice job, and excited for that opportunity when he's been able to get it. So this bullpen definitely turning things around after maybe one of the roughest stretches of the year, TK.
Yeah, they've been used a lot lately. That's why AJ Hinch was trying to hang on with his starter Dallas Keuchel for as long as he could. And finally, Sipp taking over here with the game tied at 6 apiece. Sipp will face Shin-Soo Choo, top of the order, batting for the 4th time. Ronald Guzman on first base, and the first pitch to Choo misses up and away, 1-0. Sipp 3 strikeouts and a walk in his outing last night. At the final 2 outs of the 6th inning, the first out of the 7th before walking Choo, and then left the game after that batter. In this game, we may see Sipp get it at least through this inning, and we'll see beyond that depending on the pitch count. There's no action in the Astros bullpen, so he's not out there as a lefty specialist today. 1-1 the count.
Tony's done all right against left-handed hitters this season. They're 2 for 25 off him.
3rd best mark in the American League.
It's been a lot of that fastball slider. We really haven't seen too much of that split action that we became accustomed to early on.
Up and in, 3-1. Choo, a patient hitter. May have done the Astros a favor there. It's 3-2.
A little aggressive on the heater. 3-1 count, probably sitting on it.
Astros knocked the starter Matt Moore out after 3 innings. Led this game after an inning and a half, 6-0, with the Rangers with 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 2 more in the 5th. Have tied the game at 6 apiece.
He's going to get a no decision.
He will. It's off the hook. Well, Matt Moore coming in had made 11 starts. Had a 7.47 ERA, and his team was 5-6 in those 11 starts. So he's been getting some run support.
They do score runs here, but that pitching for the Texas Rangers in this ballpark has not been good.
Ball line drive caught by Gurriel. He steps on first for an inning-ending double play. Choo smoked one to end the inning.
Thank you, Yuli. .466. Back
max power.
All kinds of max effort in that swing.
And he leads off. So you've called him Max, Maxwell, and Maximus. It all depends on what he does as a hitter, huh?
Yeah, that was Maximus yesterday. Good grief.
That was-
Asking everybody if they're entertained by the home run.
With George Springer hitting shots and Carlos Correa hitting shots this year, it's that guy, Max Stassi, who has the longest home run. He grounds one to third. Today, Stassi is 1 for 3 with an infield hit. All of a sudden, Jesse Chavez, working in his third inning of work, has a tie game at 6 apiece. It came on, it was 6-2. Here's Tony Kemp. Kemp has walked, scored a run, and also flied out to center field. Tony hitting .333 his last 8 games coming in. Takes a called strike. Kemp into left field. HOU having trouble with the sun. Hangs with it. 4 out, number 2.
Todd Callis Day is coming. Superhero Day is coming to Minute Maid Park on Sunday, June 24th. Fans can dress as their favorite superhero, and 10,000 fans will get a superhero Lithos comic poster. Upgrade your Marvel experience with a Superhero Day ticket package. Visit astros.com/superhero for more info. It's good to know you don't have to dress up that day, Todd. Just come as Todd Callis, my superhero.
Thanks. Here's George Springer batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Springer with a count of 1-1. Chavez pitched in the game on Thursday, so he had 2 days of rest in between. He mentioned that long guys for the Astros have been used up a little bit the last couple of days. Texas had the advantage in terms of their long man, Chavez, not pitching yesterday or the day before. George sends one to left, coming on HOU, still coming on. He makes a sliding effort and puts it away for the final out of the inning. Springer flies to left, actually collided with Guzman, rounding first base as well as HOU ends the inning. Comes away. Family Jeans, all A's for trade, bombs away. If you have a guess, you can send it to @ATT Sportsnet SW. So we're not the only one in attendance with an umbrella. Some fans shading themselves on the warm afternoon here. That bats have been warm for both sides. We have a 6-6 game heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Tony Sipp out for his first full inning of work. Sipp faced 1 batter last inning. Picked up 2 outs on a line drive off the batter Shin-Soo Choo that turned into a double play. Now he'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Delano DeShields, Nomar Mazara, and Adrian Beltre, and Sipp delivers a strike to DeShields. It's 0-1. Delano 2 for 3 today. Ken Giles is warming up in the Astros bullpen.
That's intriguing.
Not the normal part of the game. You anticipate Giles warming up in the 6th inning of this one. But AJ's trying to piece this thing together. Game's now tied. You mentioned before the game his bullpen was pretty taxed. He was looking forward to the off day to getting everybody a day off and reset that bullpen. It's been used a lot. Shields with a count of 1-2.
Yeah, you kind of feel like every inning is going to be a high leverage inning. AJ likes to play a little bit of the matchups, but we saw Hector Rondon last night close out that game for the Houston Astros. Did give up a couple of hits, but didn't panic. Got a big double play turn behind him to get out of it. Giles is a guy who hasn't thrown in a couple days.
23 hits combined, 10 for the Astros, 13 for the Rangers. With Giles warming up, and you try and think along with AJ, he's got the Shields here, a right-hand hitter, then Mazzara, a lefty. Beltre, righty, Profar switch hitter, Kiner Falefa switch hitter. So maybe he wants to see Sip get past Mazzara and then possibly go to Ken Giles in that situation.
Well, it is super regional time, and this kind of has the feel of a Sunday collegiate game. I remember going in, I played in the, back in the day, it was the 6-pack, but Pac-12 now, and I remember some of those Sundays, you'd go into Arizona State, and you'd have these 12-10 games in the 6th inning just because pitching was running a little bit thin, getting through those weekends. Hitters were just feasting.
Ground ball on the 3-2 pitch, sliding stop by Marwin, but the Shield speed for the second time today allows him to get a base hit. He did it back in the first on an infield hit, and now again in the 6th inning to lead things off.
Marwin literally did everything he possibly could to try and make this play. Every ball we've seen off the bat of Delano to Shields has been in that 5.5 hole. Marwin plugged it a couple of times, but unable to get there in enough time to get up and make the play. But he set himself up nicely to pop up and throw that. And even if that throws on the money, I think Delano's safe. It's pretty incredible, and that's probably what Marwin is saying. I can't do anything to get this guy out.
Delano was really struggling coming into this series. Has a 3-hit game today, had a double in his first start on Friday. On base a couple of times yesterday via the walk. Got to the point where Joey Gallo started in center field for the Rangers on Thursday, first game of the series, as the Shields got a rest against Garrett Cole. Here's Nomar Mazzara with an 0-1 count. Mazzara 1 for 3 with a single. This could be the last batter Sip faces as Ken Giles continues to warm up. Sip ahead 0-2.
Talk about speed. A lot on the StatCast era that they're actually able to quantify it now. 31.3 feet per second moving down the first baseline on that last run by Delano DeShields Jr.
That is extreme.
Yeah, that's flying.
He's always up there in the top 10 or top 5 on the StatCast sprint leaderboard. Let's see where he is in the last update. Currently number 2.
Wow.
Byron Buxton number 1, DeShields number 2, Billy Hamilton 3rd. In case you're wondering who the fastest Astro is on the StatCast leaderboard, it's a guy who was up earlier this year, Derek Fisher, coming in at number 16. Fisher currently at AAA Fresno. Of the active guys, Jake Marisnik, 48th overall, 28.9. Shields averages 30.3 on his sprint speed, feet per second. Off the end of the bat, stays 0-2 on Mazzara. And Omar's 1 for 3, single back in the first inning. 2 hits in the first for the Rangers, 3 hits in the second, 3 hits in the third, 2 hits in the fourth, 3 hits in the fifth, and a leadoff single in the 6th inning. 14 hits, 13 singles and a double. A little death by 1,000 cuts today from the Rangers offense. Hard hit, but right to Marwin Gonzalez. He goes down to a knee. They get one, and the return throw not in time. Mazara beats it out. Ball was hit hard, but Marwin able to turn it into a fielder's choice.
Great play. Again, a rocket off the bat, but Marwin does a good job of making the catch and putting himself in position to get that lead out. Don't worry about Alex Bregman over there either. He knows how to turn that double play coming from the shortstop side.
So he guessed right with AJ in terms of Sip coming out after Mazara. Now the next thing is how long does it go with Ken Giles? We'll see Ken Giles when we come back.
Pouncing on Matt Moore early today, so early fans not even really in their seats before George Springer, someone out of the ballpark, and spit the leadoff homer this year, put the Astros on the board quick, but the hits just kept coming. The at-bats were good, and they had 8 hits through the first 2 innings. But what was impressive about that second inning when Tony Kim got on drawing a 2-out walk, and that really started the rally with Alex Bregman's 2-run triple, and then Jose Altuve driving in a run, Gurriel joining in on the fun to go up 6-0. They've got some work to do, though, with a tough day for Dallas Keuchel, guys.
Certainly was. Dallas allowing a lot of hits today, and you see the last 5 starts, including today, 41 hits in 27 innings.
Gave up 13 this afternoon.
13 base hits for Keuchel, allowed in 4 1/3 innings. Now Giles trying to keep this game tied at 6 as he takes over here with a runner on first and 1 out.
10 for 10 in save opportunities, but that ERA is the other side of it. Some of those non-save situations have crept up on him and added some high run totals to increase that ERA. And getting back to Dallas Keuchel, in those 13 hits, he gave up 4 hits in 2-strike counts. That's where I think the issue in some of the pitch counts got elevated, because he was unable to put guys away.
2 strikeouts for Dallas in 4 1/3 innings. Did not walk a batter, hit a batter. Giles with a 2-0 count on Adrian Beltre. Now up and in, it's 3-0. Beltre with 2 hits today. Adrian up to 3,086. He is the active leader in the major leagues, and he's 4 away from catching the guy 21st on the list, the recently semi-retired Ichiro Suzuki.
I say now he's leading all batting practice hitters, racking up knocks every day.
There's no secret with Ken Giles. He wants to be the closer. He wants to be the 9th inning guy. He wants to get the ball when the Astros had the lead. And he has done well in save situations this year, but the overall body of work has not been consistent. Because of that, we have seen Hector Rondon close out a couple of games recently. And there's one way to get back into that 9th inning situation, and that's pitch well in other times in the game, and he walks Adrian Beltre here. Giles has not walked many this year. In fact, that's only his 2nd walk issue. Second walk issued in his 24 games, 20 innings of work. 2 runners on for Jurickson Profar. In the air to left field. There's only 1 out in the inning. Mazara kind of lost track of how many outs there were as he was just jogging to third base, and Tony Beasley, his third base coach, saying, "You better get back."
It's so funny. Sometimes I'll revert back into the player mode. And when I saw that, I saw Mazara doing exactly what you're seeing at home, as he just took off jogging. And that's where, as a player, you kind of like tense up and get real quiet. And you just try and so go ahead, man. Just keep running. Don't make sure, you don't give him any indication that there might be less than 2 outs, so he makes the reaction and goes back. But I locked up. I was like, ooh, be quiet, we'll get 2.
It's been a long day out there. A lot of guys have been on the field for hours, it seems, in the 6th inning of this game. Pitching changes, 24 combined hits, 12 combined runs. Now Giles trying to get Isaiah Kiner-Falefa here with 2 on and 2 outs.
Yeah, defensive coordinators in this game are not endearing themselves to anybody.
Called strike. Kiner-Falefa has the only extra base hit of the game for the Rangers, a double over Josh Reddick's head his last time up. He's 2 for 3 with 2 hits, 2 runs. Scored on an error by Alex Bregman to make it a 1-run game. Giles with the slider gets ahead 1-2.
It's a good slider. That's the one you want to see. Bottom dropped out of it.
Rangers have sent 5 men to the plate in every inning. Had at least 2 hits in every inning before this one, and this inning's been a hit and a walk. Stays 1-2 on Kiner-Falefa. Giles pitched in the game on Thursday. Pitched an inning, allowed a couple of doubles and a run in that game. Astros winning 5-2 in the opener. One of the few Astros arms in that bullpen that has not pitched Friday or Saturday, so we may see him for an extended outing today. A little flare down the right field line. That is a foul ball. Just missed extra bases and giving the Rangers their first lead of the game.
Was it me, or did anybody else just go ahead and expect this to turn into a hit?
Yeah.
The way things have been going, and on this day, you just figured if a hitter goes out there and just touches the baseball and puts it anywhere near in the vicinity of being in fair territory, it's going to end up being a knock.
Mentioned his first time up, this guy, a good contact guy. And that was a tough pitch that he fought off and almost ended up with a double. Called third strike. Kiner-Falefa caught looking, strands 2. We head to the 7th, still tied at 6.
Nine-game road hitting streak. He made it 10 with a couple of hits right out of the gate today. So Altuve came in only hitting .538 in those last 9 games. Has already put a couple of knocks on the board, and we talked about him earlier this month and how he was struggling a little bit for Altuve standards, but has really put together a strong 3 weeks or so and is feeling much better at the plate. And like we said, guys, about Altuve, when he goes, the team goes, and they really do feel it around him, including Alex Bregman, who's hitting ahead of him, has mentioned that as well.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. Altuve sends one to center field, sending the Shields back all the way to the warning track, and Delino eases up as he crashes into the wall. Chavez has only allowed 1 hit so far through 3 innings, although Bregman sends one to the wall there.
61 road series since 2016. There you can see the batting average from 0 to 299, 20 times. And just some massive numbers, including 500 plus. He's gone hitless in 1 road series, but I'm not sure if it even counts because it was only 2 games. But just phenomenal work on the road.
Reached base 3 times today, single, double, and reached on an error. Bregman flies out deep to center. Now Altuve with a 1-1 count. Only hit that Chavez has allowed, a double to Yuli Gurriel to lead off the 5th. Chavez has retired 10 of the 11 Astros he has faced, and he's ahead 1-2 on Altuve. Jake Diekman beginning to throw as Chavez makes his 40th pitch of this outing towards the hole. Profar long throw, and a strong one, getting Altuve by a stride for out number 2.
Good play. Good job of planting his feet and getting a strong throw across the diamond by Profar.
Saw all those breakdowns of the series earlier. Gurriel going deep to left field, and the Astros regain the lead. Yuli Gurriel hadn't hit a home run since April 14th against the Rangers. 199 bats in between, and he gets one here to give the Astros a 7-6 lead, his second on the season.
La Piña pop.
Mentioned his first time up, he was about due.
He's been relentless as far as hitting the baseball hard. Now he gets a pitch up that he can elevate, and he launched through that one. Man, that has got to feel good for Yuli Gurriel.
4 for 4 today. 2 doubles, a home run, and a single. La Piña likes the heat.
Gives you good volume.
Here's Evan Gaddis. Gaddis up through the middle, though position there is Odor, who makes the play for the final out. Astros regain the lead 7-6. They led 6-0 early in this one. The Rangers came back to tie it at 6 apiece, and now Yuli Gurriel's 4th hit, a solo home run, gives the Astros a 7-6 lead. We'll keep it right here at Globe Life Park as we are in the 7th inning stretch for a rendition of God Bless America.
Holly Tucker will now perform God Bless America.
7-6 game. We now turn it over to Kevin Eschenfelder and Mike Stanton in our rooms to go lounge as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Family Jeans, all A's for trade, bombs away. And you send your guests to at ATT Sportsnet SW. Max Stassi, dad, grandpa, and great-grandpa, they're all minor league catchers, acquired along with Brad Peacock from the Oakland A's 5 years ago. And last night, the longest home run by any Astro this year.
It's getting longer as the day goes.
Here's Ken Giles in his first full inning of work. Giles doesn't often get 5 outs in an appearance. We'll see how long AJ tries to get through with Giles having gotten the last 2 outs of the 6th inning. We mentioned his bullpen, AJ Hinch's, is very thin today. Giles will face Rougned Odor. Odor due up, then Carlos Perez and Ronald Guzman. Will Harris warming up for the Astros. Just started to throw. 1-1 count. Giles pitched a couple of times in the postseason, more than an inning. This year, his longest outing is 1 inning. Last time he went more than an inning in a regular season game was August 31st against these same Rangers back at Minute Maid Park of last year. Bunt attempt. Giles is there and puts it away. Rougned Odor trying a bunt on the 1-1 pitch and pops it up for the first out. Right now, Ken Giles would be the pitcher of record in this Astros 7-6 lead. Perez 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. His one hit drove in a couple of runs to make it a 6-4 game. Perez had just 1 RBI in the season and 54 at bats prior to that. Started the year with the Angels in spring training, traded to the Braves, and then sent to the Texas Rangers in late April. Actually designated for assignment, the Rangers picked him up. Fastball up and in. It's 2-1. To right field, Reddick. 2 away.
The 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Astros are represented on this year's squad by voting at astros.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 17th on Fox.
Two outs, bases clear. Giles has retired 4 in a row. Here's Ronald Guzman. Guzman tried to check his swing, and he does not. Guzman was frustrated back in the 3rd inning when he felt like he checked his swing. With runners on 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs. Third base umpire Sam Holbrook said he went around there, and that might have been a break at the time for Dallas Keuchel and the Astros.
It's a lot of hand talking between Jeff Bannister and Sam Holbrook right now.
One and 1 the count. Two hits, a run batted in, a run scored for Guzman today. Rangers have done some damage in the bottom part of their lineup. There's a slider for a strike. It's 1-2.
Definitely scored a bulk of their runs down there.
Kiner Falefa, 2 runs scored. Odor, 2 runs scored. Perez, 2 RBIs. Spikes that slider, and the count goes to 2-2. Ongoing conversation out there with Bannister and Sammy Holbrook.
Getting after it.
Astros day off tomorrow, begin a 3-game series with the A's on Tuesday in Oakland. Rangers day off tomorrow. They'll have just a 2-game series with the Dodgers, and that's the extent of their road trip. Off day Monday, 2 games against the Dodgers Tuesday, Wednesday, off day Thursday, and back home. They're home for just the weekend against Colorado, then back on the road. Righties. The Astros are facing righties, and they will have McCullers, Cole, and Verlander.
Couple of new guys there. Paul Blackburn. Is that Frankie Monday?
Close.
Real close. Frankie Montas, 3-0. 1.25 ERA. Ain't too bad.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Giles able to get a 1-2-3 seventh for the first time today. The Astros have a clean inning. Giles and the Astros lead 7-6 heading to the 8th. Hinch flipped the roles with Julia Morales as an interviewer, and Julia was the interviewee as part of our Astros Bases Loaded.
7 hard-hitting questions you have to answer. Okay.
Okay.
What annoys you more, bat flips or the slide rule?
Bat flips. Easy.
What is worse, night game getaway days or day games in general?
It might be the night game getaway days.
We've had a lot of those.
The day games are only tough when it's really hot. I'm not looking forward to Sunday
Right.
in this ballpark, but other than that, I like baseball in the daytime.
Road grays, home whites, orange jerseys, or the rainbows?
Rainbows.
That's kind of selling out to the masses.
We don't get it
We don't get
enough.
enough of it. I know.
We don't get it enough.
Interleague play or add more AL West games?
Interleague play. I like going to interleague ballparks. I get a lot of the AL West in this job.
Yes, we do. Tonight's starting pitcher, Justin Verlander. You talked about him earlier. You get to interview him once. Pre-game, right as he's walking in before his after his warm-ups.
No.
In-game, in between innings.
No.
Or post-game, right after a loss.
Wait. These are all bad options.
Bad options. How about post-game after a win?
Yes. After he threw the complete game shutout in Anaheim was great. I can't even imagine after a loss, but I don't want anything to do with him before a game or during a game.
Most of us don't. We don't really spend much time with him until after the game.
And I get my cues from you guys. I watch you guys and see how you react.
Would you rather do an interview in 2018 after another no-hitter or an Altuve 5-hit game?
Oh, we got to get Altuve 5 hits, and I want to be there for it.
We are rooting for that. It's going to be a day your day off. I'm sure he's going to do it when you're off.
I was a little worried it was going to happen on the day you got ejected, and you were going to miss it.
And I would miss it too. I know. I know. All right, last one.
Okay.
Todd Callis's professionalism or Jess Blum's childish banter?
I'd have to pick one? No, I like both of those guys too much. You can't make me decide.
Man, I tried to get her to sell out, but
No
that
chance.
is covering all the bases with Julia Morales.
That was well done.
How about the fact AJ doesn't know my name?
He call you Jess?
That's messed up. That is going to come back to haunt him. Let's get an Astros win, and then I'm going to bring that up.
You see the full interview on Astros Bases Loaded as Marwin on a 2-2 pitch sends one into left center field. Shin-Soo Choo is there. Julia was caught completely off guard by that, huh?
Completely off guard. I was told things weren't working. They changed the location on me. I was all kinds of flustered that day, and I sat down, and then he started talking. I was like, wait, whose show is this right now? And he came with questions. He was very prepared. I was extremely impressed by him, his knowledge of where I went to high school, because he knew it was in this area. Job well done. Got me.
Yeah, AJ's always prepared. List of questions for Julia.
I was sweating. It was rapid fire questions. They were tough.
Sweating today, that's why you're under the umbrella. Josh Reddick, a little pop shot over the head of Kiner Falefa. Josh Reddick ends up with a base hit out of that swing. And he just said, wow. That snapped for Reddick. An 0 for 10.
That was magical.
That looked like your 60-degree wedge you lobbed into the...
With a balata. Just over the outstretched arms of Kiner Falefa. That was incredible. I wish I could create that kind of touch around the greens.
That was well played. Max Stassi bats. Jake Diekman, the new pitcher for the Rangers. Got Marwin to fly out for the first out, and then Reddick, that little soft serve single. Fastball from Diekman misses. Max Stassi 1 for 3 today. How's the old 47-mile-an-hour off the bat exit velocity for Josh Reddick? 47.9.
Mashed.
Gotta give him a .9 there. Hit probability was 16%. But it worked out.
All you need is a chance.
Give him a chance.
Put it in play, see what happens.
Astros could use an extra run here, or two. A lot of runs being scored today in this 7-6 contest. Stassi takes one just inside, 2-2. Jeff Bannister has not enjoyed Alfonso Marquez or Sam Holbrook today.
Heat's getting to him.
He was on Marquez during the Marwin at bat, thinking the 2-0 pitch should have been a strike. And Stassi down swinging. Diekman picks up a strikeout, his first. There's 2 away. I'll bring up Tony Kemp. Diekman fastball slider guy got Stassi with the slider. Kemp looking for his first hit. Walk and 2 flyouts. Takes a strike. We were wondering how AJ was going to try and piece things together to get through 9 innings today with that bullpen. He needed 5 outs, as it turns out of Ken Giles. That was a huge performance by Giles, who came on in a tie game and got through the 6th and the 7th innings. Looks like he's going to go to Will Harris in the 8th in the 7-6 game. Runner on the move, and Kemp fouls it away on the 0-2 pitch. Kemp's done a good job this year against lefties, 6 for 14. Limited at bats, but has been productive. This time he goes down swinging. A little frustrated on that strikeout. Diekman strikes out Stassi and Kemp. 1-run game.
And Thanks for following at ATT Sportsnet SW. This one coming from AJ today. Which current Astros uniform is your favorite in the orange jerseys win? Just edging out the retro rainbows, 42%. Interesting, I like it. Let's see, we've got some tweets coming in too. We like those too. That's the office door. That's pretty awesome. Nice job there by Brian. I love a retro rainbow office door. I guess I would need an office door. Oh, guys.
The stadium is your office.
I know. I was thinking what could be painted rainbow at the field for me.
Your nails.
My umbrella.
Your umbrella. There it is. We head to the 8th, bottom half of it. Shin-Soo Choo leads off against Will Harris. Will delivers a pitch outside. Jake Marisnick enters the game in center field. That moves George Springer to right, Josh Reddick to left. Tony Kemp out of the game, and the new man on the mound is Will Harris. No matter what happens in this game, and hopefully it results in an Astros win, it's a pretty important and significant outing for Ken Giles. Not normally the spot he comes in. 6th inning, tie game. Picked up 5 outs, and he turns the ball over to Will Harris in the 8th, and it's now a 7-6 lead. It'll be Choo, DeShields, and Nomar Mazara. AJ likes to have Will Harris up there with lefties at the plate, and he gets Choo swinging here. Harris picks up a strikeout for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Some of the numbers on Will. 1-3 record, 22 innings and 27 appearances.
Will pitched in the first 2 games of this series. 2/3 of an inning Thursday and an inning on Friday. DeShields on one hop to Marwin. Marwin's thankful that DeShields didn't hit one in the hole for the first time today. It seems like that's all he was doing with a couple of infield hits. He was 3 for 4. This one at Marwin, he's able to retire DeShields for the second out. I'll bring up Nomar Mazara. Called strike. Rangers had at least 2 runners on every inning for the first 6. And at least 2 hits every inning for the first 5. Last inning, Giles able to get a 1-2-3-7. And now Will Harris, after striking out Choo, getting a ground out off the bat of Delino DeShields, is ahead of Nomar Mazara, 0-2. Sharply hit, base hit past the diving Gurriel and the diving Altuve. Mazara will get to second with 2 outs in this 1-run game.
This ball was hit pretty hard. In off the plate, but Mazara getting the head out, raking it into right field, in between the shift and all the way to the wall.
Now Harris will face Adrian Beltre, who's been on base 3 straight times, a couple of hits and a walk. 2 hits came against Dallas Keuchel in 3 at-bats. The walk was the only runner Ken Giles allowed in an inning and 2/3. numbers for Beltre against Will Harris. Last time Beltre faced Will Harris, the Astros intentionally walked him. Will hasn't thrown him a strike here. It's 2-0. There's a strike.
As bad as the Rangers were yesterday with runners in scoring position, with a 1-for-17 mark, they've done well today. 11 opportunities, 4 hits.
And another one with a runner in scoring position, and this will tie the game. Adrian Beltre with his 3rd hit of the day. And we're tied at 7.
That was a breaking ball right down the middle. We've really seen an inability of the Astros pitchers today to strike out or get ahead and get the strikeout. You can see Will Harris not happy with this breaking ball, staying out over the middle of the plate, raked up the middle. Only 6 strikeouts for Rangers today, so they've done a good job of putting the ball in play.
Erickson Profar tried to check his swing, but he fouls one away. It's 0-1. Yeah, the Mazar at bat too. Prior to that, he's ahead 0-2.
Yep.
We have seen the Astros get to 2 strikes and 2 outs on numerous occasions today and not be able to finish out an inning.
Yeah, another 2-strike hit.
Rangers with 16 hits now. And that was their first hit since the DeShields infield hit against Tony Sipp to lead off the 6th inning. Mazara double was. Well, the last thing A.J. Hinch wants is extra innings on a day where he felt like his bullpen was thin. Game is tied in the bottom of the 8th as Harris now takes it to the 9th by striking out Profar, who's now 0 for 5 on the day. Not at 7.
Let's go places. By Arctic, overbuilt, not overpriced. And by T-Mobile, show your military appreciation and use hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post.
We go to the 9th. New pitcher for the Rangers is their closer. Keone Kela comes on to face the top half of the Astros lineup. George Springer, Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve. Hopefully more than that this inning.
It would be nice. Score some runs. Keone Kela picked up his 14th save back on the 5th against Oakland. Won an inning, struck out 3. Another guy with pretty good save opportunities and saves, but that ERA at 4 means there's an opportunity for the Astros to score some runs.
George started the game with a home run on the first pitch against Matt Moore. Seems like a long time ago.
I thought that was yesterday.
Also has added a single. He scored 2 runs and knocked in a run. 27 more hits later. And here we are tied at 7 in the 9th inning. Astros with 12 hits, Rangers with 16. Kela has fallen behind Springer 2-0. George has walked 6 times against Kela and is 1 for 6 with a home run. 3-0.
Might be taking a pitch here in a 3-0 count because you want to get base runners on and really get some of these guys on base for the hitters behind him. Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, Yuli's got a home run today and a couple of hits. There you go.
Something about Kella and Springer. 7 walks issued to Springer in 13 plate appearances. 4-pitch walk. Astros will take that to start the ninth. I'll bring up Alex Bregman, who flied out to deep center a couple of times. Once in the first, once his last time up. He also has a 2 RBI triple in the second, and he's flied to left. Bregman's another guy Kella's had trouble with in terms of throwing strikes. Alex 2 for 5 with 3 walks. Inside, 5 pitches out of the zone coming into the 9th inning for Keone Kella.
He's a high velocity guy. You see some of those pitches, 96, 97, also has a changeup at 91 and a curveball.
One and 1 the count. Alex tried to check his swing.
Might have been a ball up out of the zone.
Rare chase from Alex. Now Kella ahead of the count, 1 and 2. Jose Altuve already with a multi-hit game waiting on deck. Gets away. Springer into scoring position on the wild pitch. Count is 2 and 2 on Bregman as George goes to second.
.90 feet gained. Base hit, scores George now. It's not easy for Perez to get down there and try and keep that in front. Altuve wanted a little bit more. Ball went into the camera well.
Popped out of play. Perez gives it a look. Astros have done a good job today, as have the Rangers with runners in scoring position. Fewer chances for Houston, but 4 for 8. Alex .321 this year with runners in scoring position. Called third strike. Caught the outside corner.
Curveball may have looked up, but it came back down and caught that outside edge.
How much respect do the Rangers have for the AL MVP Jose Altuve? They have intentionally walked him to get to a guy who is 4 for 4 today with 2 doubles, a home run, and a single.
That's impressive.
Yuli Gurriel, a chance at a 5-hit game. 1 for 3 in limited at bats against Kella. The home run gave the Astros a 7-6 lead.
Pretty good day for Yuli. It's warm out, but he's been all over those base paths. Double in his first at bat. Next AB, just simple infield knock, beating it out. Much to the demise of Jeff Bannister, and then this one right down that left field line again. Another double. Can't believe it. How do we get this guy out? Elevated fastball is not going to get it done. As Yuli turned it around, second home run on the season, looking to do some damage here. And the only thing really, I know that Altuve is a high-risk average guy, but you put a guy on first base, it increases the chances for the double play to get out of the inning, possibly. But this guy right here is seeing the ball extremely well.
442 coming into today with runners in scoring position, and he's added to that total. Best in the American League for Yuli. And it's 2-0. The other thing you do is you put the pressure on the pitcher to throw a strike. Nowhere to go. Base open gives you a little more leeway. So Yuli can lock in here with a 2-0 count.
And Keller decides to snap off a curveball.
Yuli has had 3 4-hit games in his career, including 2 this season. He has never had a 5-hit game. In the air, center field, sending DeShields back. George is going to go back and tag up. DeShields makes the catch, and throw comes to second. Springer will get to third now with 2 outs, as Gurriel retired for the first time today. Evan 1 for 4. RBI single back in the first inning. Altuve on the move. The pitch is inside for a ball. Altuve takes second base. Jose was thrown out trying to steal earlier in this game. Now Springer on third, Altuve on second. Gaddis looking just for a base hit here. Fouls went off Perez. It's 1-1.
Perez was going to block that fastball at the knees. That's why they're having the conversation. Man, that's not a good feeling. We've seen that frequently this year. A lot of confusion on the signs and trying to straighten that out before somebody gets injured.
Gaddis has faced Kela 6 times, 1 for 6. Kela has struck him out 3 of those 6 at bats. This is the breaking ball. Swinging a miss at the curve. It's 1-2.
Just takes one.
Tried to hold up. He does. 2-2 the count. A.J. Hinch is coming out. He thinks maybe there was catcher's interference.
On the non-swing?
Well, what was he? I wonder what he was arguing about.
I'm not sure. He came flying out of the dugout with intent, too.
A balk. AJ wanted a balk, and he got a balk. And the Astros take an 8-7 lead.
Wow. Can't believe the manager comes out of the dugout to have them talk about it, and they get the call.
That's what Jeff Bannister wants to know. Why was the call not made initially? As soon as that pitch was delivered, AJ came out of the dugout.
Watch the pitcher. There was no set whatsoever. You have to set with runners on base. Great read. No, how did nobody else pick this up other than AJ in the Astros dugout?
That's got to be called right away.
It's got to be an immediate call. I'm absolutely with you as far as the immediacy, because that is blatantly obvious that he did not come set. He tried to quick pitch Evan Gaddis. but you can't quick pitch. And I know I get on Bannister a lot, but I don't blame him for getting upset right here and getting ejected. The fact that A.J. Hinch came out and argued the fact that it was a balk and convinced the umpires that it was a balk is impressive. We know it was a balk, but usually, like Todd is saying, the immediacy, you've got to call that immediately. You can't wait till after the pitch and remind them that it's a balk.
AJ and the rest of the dugout is screaming balk.
Looks like Verlander coming to the top step. Everybody wondering what the heck is going on. That was a complete brain lapse by Keona Kela.
In a 1-2 count with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
Unbelievable.
The Astros get the go-ahead run on a balk. What is happening? Swing and a miss, and now Gaddis will trot down to first. They'll have to make the throw. We'll head to the bottom half of the 9th inning. This game just got a little bit crazier. On a balk to give the Astros the lead. Hector Rondon has been warming.
Unbelievable.
See 4 tickets to an Astros regular season game, a backpack, cap, socks, and exclusive benefits throughout the year for just $25 plus tax. Visit Astros.com/buddies today to sign up. Astros take the lead to the bottom half of the 9th inning. And the guy who's been given a chance to close out games recently, Hector Rondon, comes in.
It has been Hector Rondon. And the way AJ's had to go through this bullpen, it is on Hector Rondon again. Back-to-back games after a night game last night where he did pick up that second save this season. Looked pretty good. Gave up a hit and a walk. Threw 16 pitches to get that save.
He'll face Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to start the inning, and Falefa takes one for a strike. Rondon able to get a double play ground ball to end last night's game off the bat of Adrian Beltre. Today he'll face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Kiner-Falefa, Rougned Odor, and Carlos Perez. Going back to the top of the inning. Fans are asking a lot of questions on social media about that balk. Number one, it's not a reviewable play.
No.
A balk is not reviewable, so it's simply a matter, and I'll give A.J. Hinch and the bench credit. The fact that they all jumped up maybe indicated to the umpires, we may have just missed one, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't watching on our monitor. I was actually watching the field, so I didn't pick it up initially. But they were all over it.
Rarely do you see a balk go from a non-call to a call after a review.
That's what's surprising me big time.
Pop up, will it stay playable? Yuli hopes so. He is near the stands, and it's 1 row in. And in foul territory, the fans are allowed to make that catch. Yuli has no rights over there once it's on the other side of the wall.
Because I'm with you, I'm not sure I've ever seen a balk called after the fact. Usually it's an immediate call. But A.J. Hinch going out there and helping out his ball club, bringing it to the attention of the umpires. There's a lot going on.
So in essence, they get together. Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire, the crew chief, Sam Holbrook at third, Ryan Blakeney, TJ Rayburn. They get together and they converse and basically say, do you think we missed that one? Did you see a stop? Did you see a stop? And when they all concurred that there was no stop, then they called the balk. But credit AJ and the bench for bringing that to their attention. Called third strike. Hector Rondon at 98 miles an hour freezes Kiner-Falefa.
This is the play. Watch the pitcher. He has to come set with runners on base. All he did was put the ball in his glove and go. That is a quick pitch, and it was a great job by the Astros. AJ was immediately out of the dugout. And Alfonso Marquez is saying, somebody else help me out here.
And the crew chief, Sam Holbrook, immediately walked towards the Rangers dugout. He knew he was going to get a confrontation and not a friendly one.
How about the reaction from Kela behind him? What'd I do? It was a blatant quick pitch.
And a 1-2 count with 2 outs.
Unbelievable.
And we've told you about the dire situation for A.J. Hinch with his bullpen. not wanting to head to extra innings, and hopefully Hector Rondon can finish this one off here. 1 out, nobody on, facing Rougned Odor. That's a strike with a fastball. It's 1-1. When Rondon picked up his first save on Wednesday against the Mariners, it was his first since he was a Cub back in July of 2016. And he hits the corner. It's 1-2.
Another reaction. Check out Jose Altuve. He's like, wait a minute. Somebody has to see that. I mean, it's one thing for us up here to miss that. But you got an entire dugout that jumped out of the dugout and 4 umpires that didn't pick up on that fact.
Swing and a miss. Stassi's going to have to make the throw down, and he'll lob it as Odor is retired for the 2nd out of the inning.
Are you the ultimate Southwest fan? Arkansas, June is your chance to show your spirit. Use hashtag UltimateSW, fan ARK on Twitter to show us, and you could win a VIP experience. Tweet now and win big.
Well, down to their final out, they bring the big man, Joey Gallo, off the bench to pinch hit for Carlos Perez. Gallo is a true outcome guy. Strikeout, walk, and a home run. And you know what's on his mind right now. Fouled back to the screen. It's 1-1. Astros led this game 6-0. The Rangers came back to tie it at 6 apiece. Astros added a run in the 7th to make it a 7-6 lead. Rangers tied in the bottom half of the 8th. And the Astros scoring on a 2-out, 2-strike balk in the top half of the 9th inning. Two and two the count. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Counts full. Swing and a miss. A 4-game sweep for the Astros as they win today by the final score of 8-7. Hector Rondon, a save in back-to-back games, 3 in the week. And the Astros have won 5 in a row overall in their first 4-game sweep of the Rangers in franchise history. A wild one today, holding on to win 8-7. In the process, the 10th win of the year for the Astros against the Rangers. They have won the Silver Boot Trophy for 2018. We'll have a lot to talk about after this one with the post-game show coming up next.